Hey guys, I'm Daddy Plant, and I fix brown leaves, not broken hearts. Today we are talking about the plant that might just be the hardest to kill on the entire planet, the ZZ plant. Zamioculcas zamiifolia. Say that 3 times fast. Most people just call it the ZZ plant, and it has earned a reputation as the ultimate low-maintenance houseplant. Forget to water it for a month? It's fine. Put it in a dark corner? No problem. Ignore it completely? It'll still look good. The ZZ plant is the perfect plant for beginners, for busy people, for frequent travelers, and for anyone who thinks they can't keep plants alive. But here's the thing. Even though it survives almost anything, it can still thrive. With a little bit of knowledge, you can have a ZZ plant that grows faster, stays fuller, and even develops that beautiful glossy shine that makes it so attractive. In this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. Light, water, soil, pots, fertilizer, propagation, common problems, and the one mistake that actually can kill this unkillable plant. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about why the ZZ plant is so tough. It's native to Eastern Africa, places like Kenya, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe. It grows in dry, rocky grasslands and forests with long dry seasons followed by short periods of rain. To survive, the ZZ plant developed amazing adaptations. It has thick, fleshy rhizomes underground. Rhizomes are like potatoes. They store water and nutrients. It also has thick, waxy leaves that hold water and prevent evaporation. This means the ZZ plant can go months without water. Months. In fact, I've seen ZZ plants that were forgotten in an office during the pandemic. 8 months without water, and they were still alive. Not happy, but alive. That's how tough this plant is. Let's start with light. The ZZ plant is famous for surviving in low light, and that's absolutely true. It can live in a north-facing window, a dark corner, or an office with only fluorescent lights. It won't die. But here's what you need to know. Low light means slow growth. If you want your ZZ plant to grow faster and stay full and bushy, give it more light. The ideal light is bright, indirect light. An east-facing window is perfect. A few feet away from a south or west window also works great. In bright light, your ZZ plant will push out new growth much faster. Can it take direct sun? A little morning sun is fine, but direct afternoon sun will burn the leaves. You'll see yellow or brown patches that look like sunburn. So bright indirect light is best. But again, if you only have a low light spot, the plant will survive. It just won't grow much. That's fine for many people. Now let's talk about watering. This is the most important part of ZZ plant care. And I'm going to give you a rule that might sound crazy. Water your ZZ plant less than you think you need to, much less. Remember those rhizomes under the soil? They store water like a camel hump. The plant can go weeks or months without a drink. Here's my simple rule. Water your ZZ plant only when the soil is completely dry, all the way to the bottom of the pot. How do you check? Stick your finger deep into the soil. Use a moisture meter. Or just lift the pot. Dry soil is very light. In most homes, that means watering every 2 to 4 weeks in spring and summer, and every 4 to 8 weeks in fall and winter. Let me repeat that. In winter, you might water your ZZ plant once a month or even every 6 weeks. When you do water, water thoroughly. Pour slowly until water runs out of the drainage holes. Then dump out any water in the saucer. Never let your ZZ plant sit in standing water. Overwatering is the #1 killer of ZZ plants. If you overwater, the rhizomes rot. Once they rot, the plant dies. So when in doubt, don't water. Wait another week. Your ZZ plant will be fine. Let's talk about soil and pots. Because ZZ plants store so much water, they need well-draining soil. Regular potting mix is too heavy and holds too much water. Here's my recipe. Take 2 parts standard indoor potting mix and add 1 part perlite. You can also add some orchid bark or coarse sand. The goal is a chunky, airy mix that lets water flow through quickly. You can also buy cactus and succulent mix. That works perfectly. Now let's talk about pots. Drainage holes are absolutely necessary, no exceptions. ZZ plants will rot in a pot without drainage. Terracotta pots are excellent because they pull moisture out of the soil. Plastic pots work, but you need to be even more careful with watering. Choose a pot that's just slightly larger than the rhizome ball. ZZ plants like to be root-bound. They actually grow better when their roots are crowded. Don't repot too often. Every 2 to 3 years is plenty. When you do repot, only go up 1 size. Let's talk about humidity and temperature. This is easy. ZZ plants don't care about humidity. They're happy in dry air, humid air, whatever your home has. No misting needed. No pebble trays. Just regular indoor air is fine. Temperature is also easy. ZZ plants like temperatures between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. They can handle down to 55 degrees, but not lower. Cold damage will cause the leaves to turn yellow and drop. Frost will kill the plant. So if you put your ZZ plant outside in summer, bring it back inside before temperatures drop below 55 degrees. Keep it away from cold drafts and air conditioning vents. Now let's talk about fertilizer. ZZ plants are very light feeders. They don't need much food. In fact, too much fertilizer can cause the leaves to turn yellow or burn. During spring and summer, feed your ZZ plant once every 2 to 3 months with a balanced liquid houseplant fertilizer diluted to half strength. That's it. Do not fertilize in fall and winter. The plant is resting. If you've never fertilized your ZZ plant and it's been years, don't worry, it's fine. These plants are incredibly efficient. When you repot with fresh soil every few years, that soil provides plenty of nutrients. Now let's talk about growth and varieties. The standard ZZ plant has medium green, glossy leaves that grow on upright stems. But there are some amazing varieties. Raven is a stunning dark purple-black version. New leaves come in bright green and turn black as they mature. It's absolutely gorgeous. Zinzi is a dwarf variety with smaller leaves and a tighter, more compact form. Variegata has creamy white and green variegation. It's rare and expensive. The standard ZZ plant grows slowly in low light and faster in bright light. It can reach 2 to 3 feet tall indoors. The stems grow from the rhizomes underground. Sometimes you'll see a new shoot popping up several inches away from the main plant. That's a new stem from the rhizome. It's completely normal. Let's talk about propagation. This is fun, but you need patience. ZZ plants are slow to propagate. You have 3 options. First, division. This is the easiest and fastest method. When you repot, simply cut through the rhizome ball with a clean knife and separate the plant into sections, each with stems and rhizomes. Pot them up separately. Second, stem cuttings in water. Cut a healthy stem at the base. Put it in a jar of water with the cut end submerged. Change the water weekly. In 3 to 6 months, yes, months, roots will form and eventually a new rhizome will grow. Then you can plant it in soil. Third, leaf cuttings. You can actually propagate a ZZ plant from a single leaf. Pull off a healthy leaf. Let the cut end dry for a few hours and stick it in moist potting mix. Keep the soil lightly moist. In 6 to 9 months, you'll see a tiny rhizome and new growth. This method is very slow but also very satisfying. One important warning: the ZZ plant is toxic. Wear gloves when propagating and wash your hands after. Now let's talk about common problems. There aren't many, but let's go through them. Problem 1. Yellow leaves. If an occasional lower leaf turns yellow and drops, that's normal aging. If many leaves turn yellow at once, you're overwatering. Let the soil dry out completely before your next water. Check for root rot. Problem 2. Brown, crispy leaf tips. This is usually from too much fertilizer or dry air. Stop fertilizing for a while. But honestly, ZZ plants rarely get brown tips. Problem 3. Stems falling over or leaning. This can happen when the plant gets tall and heavy. Stake the stems upright or move the plant to brighter light. Stronger light produces stronger, stiffer stems. Problem 4. No new growth for a long time. This is usually a light issue. Move your plant to a brighter spot. It could also need fertilizer or fresh soil. Problem 5. Wrinkled stems. This means the plant is severely dehydrated. Water it thoroughly. If the soil is wet but the stems are still wrinkled, you probably have root rot. Problem 6. Pests. Z plants are very pest resistant, but they can occasionally get mealybugs, spider mites, or fungus gnats. Mealybugs look like white cotton in the leaf joints. Wipe with rubbing alcohol on a cotton swab. Fungus gnats usually mean you're overwatering. Let the soil dry out more. Problem 7. Root rot. This is the most serious problem. It's caused by overwatering. The signs are yellow leaves, mushy stems, and a bad smell from the soil. Take the plant out of the pot. If the rhizomes are brown and mushy, cut away the rotten parts. Repot in fresh, dry soil. Water much less going forward. Let me give you a few quick answers to common questions. Is the ZZ plant toxic to pets? Yes. All parts of the ZZ plant contain calcium oxalate crystals, which are toxic to cats and dogs. If ingested, they can cause mouth irritation, drooling, vomiting, and difficulty swallowing. Keep this plant out of reach of pets. Can I put my ZZ plant outside in summer? Yes. Morning sun and afternoon shade is perfect. Bring it back inside before temperatures drop below 55 degrees. Why are my leaves curling? Usually a watering issue, either too much or too little. Check the soil. How fast do ZZ plants grow? Slowly. Be patient, especially in low light. Should I clean the leaves? Yes. Dust blocks light. Wipe the glossy leaves with a damp cloth every few months. Why is my ZZ plant not growing? Give it more light. Low light means slow or no growth. Can I grow ZZ plant in water? Some people do, but it's not ideal for long term. Soil is better. Let's wrap everything up. The ZZ plant is one of the most forgiving houseplants you can own. It survives low light, neglect, and irregular watering. Give it bright indirect light for faster growth, but it will survive in low light. Water only when the soil is completely dry, every 2 to 8 weeks depending on the season. Use well-draining soil with plenty of perlite. Always use a pot with drainage holes. Average humidity is fine. Fertilize lightly every 2 to 3 months in spring and summer. Propagate by division, stem cuttings, or even leaf cuttings, but be patient. Watch for overwatering. It's the only thing that will reliably kill this plant. Here's the most important thing to remember. The ZZ plant thrives on neglect. Don't love it too much. Don't hover. Don't overthink it. Water it less than you think you need to. Put it somewhere with decent light, and then leave it alone. It will reward you with beautiful, glossy, upright growth for years and years. This is the plant I recommend to friends who say, "I kill everything." Even they can keep a ZZ plant alive. If you have a ZZ plant at home, let me know in the comments. Do you have the standard green or the dark raven variety? Post a picture, I'd love to see it. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We put out new plant care videos every week. No plant shaming, just real tips for real plant parents. Thanks for watching. Take care of your plants and they'll take care of you. See you in the next video.